Welcome to today's maths, everyone. You need paper, pencil, and a ruler. When you've got it, pause the video and write out the date, learning intention, and underline it. The learning intention says to divide two-digit numbers. Pause here while you get it done. For our number warm-up, we have Dan the Detective exercise. Dan the Detective looked for a number. He found a two-digit number less than 50. The sum of its digits was 12. Their difference was 4. What number did Dan find? So to work out this, you need to look out for all the cues. That means reread the word problem and search and underline all the clues you find. For example, he found a two-digit number and the number's less than 50. So all those are important clues. The sum of its digits was 12. So the sum means when you add two numbers together and the answer is the sum. So their difference was 4. And we know when we're working out difference, we subtract a small number from a big number. So once you do that, you get the answer 4. What number did Dan find? Question 2, Dan found a two-digit odd number. Odd is a big clue and so is two digits. One of its digits was half the other. So one of its digits and half, those are two clues in the sentence. The number was greater than 50. Greater than 50 is another clue. What number did Dan find? Pause here while you try and find both of Dan's numbers. Good luck. Now for our division lesson, let's go through some vocabulary related to this operation. You've got words in that colourful picture, says division at the top, quotient, divisor, dividend. And there's a little bus stop drawing with the words on different sides of the bus stop. So let's look at the center. The big number is the dividend. So if you look at the dividend in my example, at the bottom, 20 is the dividend. The example at the top, 6 is the dividend. So the dividend, remember, is the big number. The small number is called the divisor. Okay, for example, in the top sum, 3 is your divisor, and in the bottom, 4 is the divisor. Okay, the answer to any division sum is called the quotient. I'm going to pause here while you reread the vocabulary and look at the picture with the labels attached. Just make sure you understand which one's the dividend and which one's the divisor, because it's very easy to get muddled up with them. And always remember the answer to a division sum is a quotient. Pause here while you have a reread and look at that. Now, short division is sometimes called the bus stop method because of the way it is laid out. Let's look at an example together. And the sum says at the top, 48 divided by 2 equals 24. How did we get 24? So I'm going to talk you through the sum. There's your bus stop. Here's your dividend, the big number in the center, and your divisor on the side. How many 2's are there in 4? And you check with your times tables, 2 times 2 equals 4. There are 2 lots of 2 in 4. And you write that directly above the 4. Next question, how many 2's are there in 8? And we know if we count on in 2's, 2, 4, 6, 8, we get 4 lots of 2 in 8. And we can check with the multiplication sum, 2 times 4 equals 8. So directly above the 8, you write your 4 because you got 4 groups of 2 in 8. How many are left over? There's 0 left over. Therefore, 48 divided by 2 equals 24. And there's your bus stop method. That box in the center is empty because there were no leftovers when you looked at how many groups of 2 you had in 4. Here is another sum. 28 divided by 2. And below it, there's that bus stop. and just check where your dividend and divisor is going to go. Just pause here while you write out your sum, draw your bus stop, and check where the dividend and divisor go in the bus stop. Gonna let you get on with that for a moment while you pause. So the big number, the dividend, would go inside the bus stop, and then the small number, which is called the divisor, is on the far left outside the bus stop. If you've set out your sum like this, fantastic. Now we want to see how many groups of 2 are there in 2. So 2 times 1 is 2, so directly above the 2 you've got 1. It's one group of 2 in 2. Next you need to find out how many groups of 2 are there in 8. And if you count on in steps of 2, 2, 4, 6, 8, or you could check with a multiplication sum, 2 times 4 equals 8. So directly above the 8, you've got 4. And we know this because there are 4 groups of 2 in 8. So the answer is 28 divided by 2 equals 14. Now that we've gone through those together, pause here and you can have a turn to complete the following sums of the short division or the bus stop method. Take your time and have a go. On here we can look through the answers. Number 1, 93 divided by 3 equals 31. There's 3 lots of 3 in 9, and there's 1 lot of 3 in 3. Number 2, 48 divided by 2. We know there's 2 lots of 2. 2 times 2 is 4. That's directly above your 4. And there's 4 lots of 2 in 8. Therefore, the answer is 24. 86 divided by 2. There's 4 lots of 2 in 8. And there's 3 lots of 2 in 6. So 86 divided by 2 equals 43. 63 divided by 3. There are 2 lots of 3 in 6, and there's 1 lot of 3 in 3. So 63 divided by 3 equals 21. 84 divided by 4. We know there are 2 lots of 4 in 8, and there's 1 lot of 4 in 4. So the answer is 21. Number 6, 48 divided by 4. There's 1 lot of 4 in 4, and there's 2 lots of 4 in 8. 2 times 4 is 8. Therefore, the answer is 12. 66 divided by 6. We know there's 1 lot of 6 in 6, and there's 1 lot of 6 in 6 again. So 66 divided by 6 equals 11. 99 divided by 3. And if we know our times tables, we know 3 times 3 equals 9. There's 3 groups of 3 in 9. 99 divided by 3 equals 33. 99 divided by 9, we know there's 1 group of 9 in 9. And again, you've got 9 as the last number, another group of 9 there. And 99 divided by 9 equals 11. Well done if you had those, and if not, go back, check, and try again, and you will get better each time. Well done for having a go, everyone. Now we look at dividing with remainders. This sum says 15 divided by 4. How many groups of 4 can we make from 15? And you can see in my drawing, I have 3 groups of 4, and at the end, I've got 3 remainder. So I can only make 3 groups of 4. Therefore, 15 divided by 4 equals 3 remainder 3. So we're going to look at the same sum again. There's my number sentence at the top and my bus stop down the bottom, and you can see I have not used a ruler to draw it, but I know you will. So you'll have straight lines in your drawings. So look at the outside number, and then we're going to see how many times it'll go into the following digits. And remind yourself what the outside number is. The small number is the divisor. And the number on the inside of the bus stop, which is the big number, is the dividend. Well done if you got that. Now, if we look at 1, which is the first number, there are no groups of 4 in 1. There are 0, in fact, groups of 4 in 1. And there's my 0 directly above the 1. And then I shift the 1 beside the 5. Okay, so that's been moved. And the next step is, and now we ask ourselves, how many 4s go into 15? And if I know my 4 times table, I know it's going to be 4, 8, 12. I'm going to stop there because if I count on, I'll be going beyond 15 because the next number is going to be 16. So let's try that again. 4, 8, 12. So we know there are 3 lots of 4, 3 groups of 4 in 15, and that's the 3 directly above the 5. And now 15 minus 12 leaves us with a remainder of 3, and there you've got 3 groups of 4 in 15 with a remainder 3. Now read the sum. 76 divided by 2 equals. Let's go through my working out. There's the bus stop, there's the divisor outside the bus stop, and the dividend inside. And now I've ended up with 38 as the answer, and here's how. First I looked at how many groups of 2 there are in 7. And I know there are 2, 4, 6, 3 lots of 2 in 7. Directly above the 7, I write the number 3. Now 3 times 2 is 6, so 7 take away 6 leaves me with 1 left over. And you see that just next to the 6 on the left there. So that's the leftover number I must not forget to write. So now I have to figure out how many groups of 2 there are in 16. And my 2 times tables tells me there are 8 lots of 2 in 16. Directly above the 6, there's the number 8. And if I want to just check, I know 8 times 2 equals 16. Therefore, 76 divided by 2 equals 38. Gonna let you pause there, reread, and check through my sum again. Are you ready for 65 divided by 5? I'm going to pause here and let you have a go with this. And when we come together, I'll show you my example and we can compare. Off you go. Good luck. I had 65 divided by 5 equals 13. And I got that because I worked out there's 1 5 in 6 because 5 times 1 is 5. I've got my 1 directly above the 6. And I know 6 minus 5 equals 1, and that's how many I was left over. I was left over with 1, and I placed that by the 5. And so my next step was to work out how many groups of 5 there were in 15. And looking at my 5 times tables, it's 3, 5, 10, 15. 3 times 5 equals 15. And above the 5, I've got my 3. So there are 13 lots of 5 in 65. Pause here while you have a go at 92 divided by 4. First I looked for how many groups of 4 there are in 9. And I know there are 2 lots of 4 in 9 because 4 times 2 is 8. And I wrote that directly above 9. 9 take away 8 leaves me with 1. So I had 1 left over and I wrote it just by the 2. So that becomes my 12. And I have to work out how many lots of 4 there are in 12. 4, 8, 12. So I know there's 3 lots of 4 in 12. And above the 2, I have the number 3. So 92 divided by 4 equals 23. These are your 1-star and 2-star maths tasks year 4. I hope you enjoy them. Go back to the previous slides to remind yourself and use the words you've learned: divisor, dividend, and remember the answer to a division sum is a quotient. Now, stay safe everyone until next time. Remember to send pictures of your work to the school email. Thank you.